Hello, welcome ladies to the 7th episode of the Successful Woman Podcast, where we are living what? Bold and whole from the inside out. Yes. So good to see you all again. Listen, I got Corrine Hawthorne on the ones and twos. Yes. Singing, we are unstoppable. With God, we are unstoppable, ladies. And so that's my background music. Y'all know I had to bring in the vibe, right? Hey. Yeah, I had to bring the vibe on in because I have something good for your hearts today. So I'm so glad that you have tuned in. Again, thank you to those who have subscribed, who keep coming back, who have shared, and who have been a part of this journey with me. Listen, this is a major move, and I'm so glad that you are included. And so I just want to say thank you from my heart to yours. Again, thank you for subscribing, for sharing, for liking, all of that, for supporting this podcast. So listen, ladies, I promise you I'm going to be short this time. But this is actually, it's something about the number 7 for me. The number 7 spiritually means that it's the number of completion, right? So this is my seventh episode. And so this is going to conclude the first season of the Successful Woman Podcast. But oh, don't you worry. No. Don't you worry. Like the infomercial. Wait, there's more, right? There's more coming in the second season. And it's going to be, I believe it's going to be awesome. It's going to take us to the next level, right? I believe, and just from the vision that I have for the season 2, there's going to be a lot more interaction. There's going to be a lot more, interviewing and panels and, things so that we can get into our girl talk vibe, right? But I knew this first season was just kind of gathering us as sisters, as women, you know what I mean? And really downloading and allowing what I have to share with your hearts to penetrate in your heart so that you can do the homework, right? We got to do the homework before we can get to that next level of talking about, dating, relationships, all the fun stuff, right? Because as successful women, we're living bold and whole from the inside out. So it's important for us to do our homework. So today, listen, ladies, listen. Today is somewhat, it's not a class, but it's I need your attention today because this is wrapping up, like I said, the first season. So I really want you to hone in to what I'm saying to your heart today. All right, y'all ready? So this is part 2 of Walking in Wholeness. Okay, if you haven't had a chance to listen to part 1, go back, listen to part 1. That'll set you up for what we're talking about today. This is part 2. So part 2, when I was thinking about what I wanted to say to your heart in walking in wholeness, is being emotionally stable. Okay? Is being emotionally stable, or in other words, emotionally sober. All right? So today we're going to go through a little bit of a emotional rehab. And I know y'all like, wait a minute. No, just don't take it literal. But let me just let you hear so it can put it in perspective for you. Let me let you hear what rehab means, or rehabilitation means, right? It means the action. Underline it. I don't know, if you got a little sticky note, underline it. The action. The action of restoring something that has been damaged to its former condition through training and or therapy. I'm going to say it again. The action of restoring something that has been damaged to its former condition through training and or therapy. And so listen, ladies, what I'm basically saying is that we cannot, as successful, as true successful women, we cannot allow our emotions to overrule and to dominate and to take over. I'm not saying, listen, I'm not saying you can't have feelings. I'm not saying, you can't feel anything. Yes, our feelings get hurt sometimes. Yes, we get disappointed sometimes. Yes, we get, offended sometimes. All of those things are natural. So I'm not saying don't feel. What I am saying, don't allow it to dominate. Don't allow it to control your actions moving forward. You know what I mean? Moving forward. Because really, ladies, what I'm learning as a true successful woman, what I'm learning is about your turnaround time. Your response and your turnaround time is what matters. Because transparency, I remember a time where when things hurt my feelings, when things disappointed me, when, I was offended about something, listen, I would let that thing last all day. I would go to bed with it, wake up the next day, dependent, I still would have prayer and I'm like, God, please help me, move from this. But I would still sometimes find myself, after I've had a good prayer, it's still kind of wrestling, you know what I mean? And it would be the point where it was like God was saying, okay, you've prayed and asked me. I want to do my part, but then I need you to do your part, which is talk through it. Don't just surface it. Talk through it. Okay, this is what happened. This is how I felt about it. God, give me wisdom. Should I say something? Should I, just leave it for you to go on my behalf? How should I handle this? Because that's what a true successful woman does. She just don't snap back, every time something hurt her feelings or disappoint her. No, a true successful woman is self-control. I'm going to say that again. A true successful woman is self-control. And so, and that's why even in the beginning, I advise that you really do your homework. You really understand how your value, your worth, who you are. Because ladies, please hear me when I say this. When you understand that, and I know it sounds like a broken record. I know sometimes it sounds like, I know I'm worthy and I know, but if you'll understand even more clear that certain things in certain people are not worth a response. They are, you know what I'm saying? Some things you have to hit the ignore button. On your phone, you got an option to answer it or ignore it. Slide that thing to the left or whichever way it is ignored. Because sometimes, people just don't know. Or people just, mishandle you. And, they just even if they knew, hey, it's something that you have to be the bigger person. And you have to say to yourself, wait a minute, should I respond to that? Is that worth me responding? Does that make sense? I hope that's clear for you. Because like I said, for me, I used to hold on to it. I used to, keep it hold hostage in my heart. And yet I'm still praying, God help me. And God said, I'm trying, but you won't let it go. It's you. I'm waiting on you. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying to you ladies is your turnaround time is important. What you respond to, how you respond, it matters. As a true successful woman, come on, we have to be representation for the young ladies that are coming behind us, for this generation, this millennial generation who all they see is snap back. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Doing the robot and everything because they just ready. They just ready to snap back instead of coming back and saying, okay, they want me to respond this way, but I'm not. Because I understand who I am. And so what I'm going to do is pray about it. Ask God for wisdom and see how I need to respond. If I need to respond at all. Are you hearing me? And so I just wanted to share that with you because I have learned that some things are irrelevant. We give things attention that are irrelevant. Like, does that add to my life? No. Is that true? No. You know what I mean? You have to go ahead and go down the line. Make the check marks. And if a lot of your check marks are not aligned with what God says about you, with, what you know about you, you're a woman of worth, you are accepted in the beloved, Come on, you are a woman of purpose. Come on, those things that you're getting to know that are that you're made up of. You're made up of value and worth, and you're amazing. And so some things, just forget it. Some things, you have to pray about it. Some things are worthy of no response at all. So I don't want to be redundant with that, but I wanted to get the message across that the turnaround time for us is important because we are on a move. We are women on a mission to change the narrative and to really be the representation of light and of the salt in the earth that we're supposed to be. And for those of you, who may not be in the spiritual realm, what I'm basically saying is that it's time for us to represent in a positive light. Don't follow the crowd. You were created to stand out from the crowd and make a statement, set the standard. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to just give you that because we have no time to just sit in disappointment, sit in offense, allow those things to penetrate and contaminate is what I mean. Contaminate our hearts. And so that we can't move forward and do the things that we are supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be productive right now. You see what I'm saying? We're supposed to be focused. We're supposed to be really doing our homework so that we can begin to flow in the women of worth, the successful women that we are. And so this is where we are. And so I'm going to end it with this. I was listening to a relationship coach. And one of the things that he said is that, I want to make sure I get it right, so I'm going to read it. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow, what you stop, or what you reinforce. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow, what you stop, and what you reinforce. Take a moment and think about that. And all three things, listen, they require, I'm a praying woman. I'm not ashamed. I say that with all boldness. I am a praying woman. I trust God with my life. He created me. And so, I'm learning as a true successful woman. And even, I'm not saying I haven't prayed before. What I'm saying is I understand that prayer works for me. And understanding that I have someone greater that knows me. He knows the inside. He knows what I'm capable of. He knows all of those things. So I trust him with my heart. And because I trust him with my heart, I go to him about all things. And so even when it comes to this, I'll ask him, okay, God, this really hurt my feelings today. When they said this at work or when, at church, or this offended me. How should I handle it? Give me wisdom on how to handle it. And sometimes God will say, okay, maybe email them and just say, hey, you may not have realized it, but you hurt my feelings when you said this the other day. And I just wanted to bring it to your attention. You see how you're gracefully letting a person know that you're not allowing it? You see what I'm saying? And sometimes God will say, don't do nothing. I got it. Let me handle it. Let me handle her. And next thing you know, that person in another department, they done moved her. So you don't even have to deal with that anymore. You see what I'm saying? Or he'll just say, no, I got that. No, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. And I love it when he says that. Because when he takes care of it, he has his own way of doing it. And it gives me peace because that's no longer on my plate. I can go ahead and check that one off. You see what I'm saying? So it's just time that we understand we have the power and the authority to allow certain things to, reinforce and to stop. And when we do that, It keeps us, focused. It keeps us in alignment. But when we allow those emotions and when those things just sit there and you worried about it all day and you know what I mean, all of that, you lose time. You lose time. You lose focus, and then you just, you feel like you haven't accomplished anything. It's just all kinds of things that try to add up. So it's important that our turnaround time with, with our emotions, is that we deal with it accordingly and not allow it to dominate and not allow it to, take over our day and who we are. Okay. So I hope that was clear for you. I really do. And the last thing I want to say is that just in order for us to stay emotionally stable, sober, we got to be sober in these times. Can't lose focus, can't lose focus. Can't lose focus. We got to stay driven. We got to stay focused forward. But in order for us to remain in that place where we don't allow our emotions to take over, is to engage, because it takes action. Remember the definition earlier? We have to take action. We have to engage. And I'm asking you to engage in your prayer life, engage in the meditation, engage in the time to yourself to work that thing out, just between you and God, or you in that space, you know what I mean? To say, you know what, I'm not going to hold on to this because I know I have a lot more things to do and accomplish. You see what I'm saying? So that's going to be beneficial and that's going to be helpful for us staying emotionally stable. And we also have to upgrade our belief system. It's time for an upgrade, ladies. You know how your phone, every so often, it'll prompt you, hey, we got updates. And sometimes we'll slide it for later because, we're getting ready to use it or get ready to get on a conference call or whatever. We'll save it for later, but it keeps coming back around. Why? Because it needs you to, make the necessary updates so that it can continue to work properly and so that it can continue, to give you the best service and what you need out of it. So what I'm saying is every now and again, you have to upgrade your system. I know it's a lot of things that go on in a day, in a week, at a time for us, between work, between kids, between husband, between family, between church, between ministry. It's a lot, that happens. But in order for us to really maintain, we've got to make those upgrades. We've got to come back to a place of where we believe who and whose we are. We're accepted in the beloved. I said that in my last video. I hope you all caught that. We are accepted in the beloved, and we are here on purpose, with purpose, and we're unstoppable. So you have to, make sure you believe in you and you believe in the God in you so that you can walk bold, so that you can walk whole from the inside out. You see what I'm saying? I hope y'all are getting this. So engage in your prayer life, upgrade, as much as you need to. It don't have to be monthly. It could be daily if that's you. Upgrade it, your belief system, because this is the time where you just can't allow anything and everybody in your space. They should be adding. They should be a contribution. They should be someone, that you enjoy being around. Even with business partnerships, you should be discerning, okay, if this is if this is a business relationship for me or not. All of those things are just a part of us moving forward. But when you know who you are, when you know whose you are, it changes the game. I'm telling you, it changes the game. So I am done. This is what I have for you to wrap up this season and this episode 7. I can't wait to meet up with you for our second season of the Successful Woman Podcast. Listen, I believe what God has for this podcast is great thing. I believe He has great things for this podcast, and I'm so excited to see what He has in store. So I love you all. I have a call coming in. So I love you all. I can't wait to see you again. And I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. So make sure you subscribe. And also, if you just need more information, if you need more information about me or about, things going on, go to confidentcafe.com. That's where you can find me and more information. That's confidentcafe.com. And then you can submit, if you have any questions or anything, you can submit a contact form and we'll make sure that we get back with you. All right. All right, ladies, I have enjoyed this time with you. I will be back very soon with the second season. So stay tuned. Have a wonderful, blessed weekend. And if this is Monday, whatever day it is, be blessed. Walk bold, walk whole. You're unstoppable. And I am so glad that we're taking this journey together. All right. I love you.